Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Wednesday during the international break. But the international nonsense is now over. Players will return to the club and we can finally start to look forward to Liverpool's next game, which is against, Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton are obviously in very good form, but did lose their manager. Graham Potter left to go to Chelsea. Money can buy you happiness. And Roberto De Zerbi will be in charge of his first game as Brighton manager. So it'll be interesting to see if they get a new manager bump, if it's possible for them to get a new manager bump, considering how well they've been doing. We should be confident going into the game because we are a better team than them, regardless of what current results or recent results suggest. Now, if we take a look at our league form thus far, draw with Fulham, bad result. Draw with Palace, bad result. Defeat by United, terrible result. Beat Bournemouth, beat Newcastle, good results. Drew with Everton, bad result. We need to get form quickly because we have a really tough run of games coming up and our October is fairly horrible. We have 6 league games in October. Brighton at home, Arsenal away, City at home, West Ham at home, Nottingham Forest away, and Leeds at home. Add to that 3 Champions League games. Rangers at home, Rangers away, and then Ajax away. That is difficult. That is very, very difficult. And early November is no cakewalk either. We get Tottenham away. We get Southampton at home. We have a League Cup game against Derby to take care of. And we have Napoli at home in the Champions League. That's a lot of football to be played in 6 weeks, which will bring us up to that World Cup break. And we need to be in really good form over this time. Now, obviously, much depends on whether Thiago is fit, because he is the one that makes the team tick. He is currently fit and hopefully will remain fit, but he can't be overplayed. Now, the most recent nonsense is that Naby Keita and Ox won't be back until late October. You'd wonder why either of them are still at the club. But we need to focus in on finding ways to manage Thiago. Arturo will help, and hopefully after the work he's put in since joining, he will be able to make an impact in the next couple of weeks. Right now, we have no Ox, no Naby. They're hopeful that Robbo will be back. They're hopeful that Ibu will be back, both for Brighton. Curtis Jones, we don't know what the situation is. Queefing Kelleher, God knows what the situation is there. And Calvin Ramsey, I'm not sure he actually exists. Henderson is back, went on international duty to play 5 minutes. Priorities, Brian, priorities. But he is back, so that's a positive or a negative, depending on your viewpoint. Brighton beat United, drew at Newcastle, beat West Ham, beat Leeds, lost to Fulham, beat Leicester. Their last 2 games, like our last 2 games, were postponed. it's a big test of them to see if they can carry on that form or indeed improve even further under the new manager. But we can't let them have a confidence boosting result here. We need to go out and beat them. This game is at Anfield. There is no excuse not to win. Over the international break, 11 Liverpool players featured on the final day of it, including Luis Diaz, Alisson, and Darwin Núñez, all of whom were, by all accounts, quite impressive. Brazil beat Tunisia 5-1. Uruguay beat Canada 2-0. That's a good result for them because Canada are decent. I haven't seen what squads played, but Darwin scored a really good goal. Really nice headed goal. Kostas Tsimikas and Conor Bradley went head-to-head as Greece took on Northern Ireland, with Greece winning 3-1. Diogo Jota played for Portugal against Spain. He did score for Portugal in this break against the Czech Republic, but did not have much luck against the Spanish. I don't know how many times it needs to be said. Cristiano holds that team back so badly. England under 21s took on Germany. Harvey Elliott started and played 70 minutes. Tyler Morton did not play. James Balagizi played 75 minutes for the under 20s, who beat Australia 3-0. Sepp Vandenberg played 90 minutes for the Netherlands under 21s as they drew 0-0 with Romania. Owen Beck started for the Welsh under 21s. They lost 2-1 to Austria. He played 82 minutes. Melkamu Fraundorf played 75 minutes for Germany's under 17s, who beat Slovakia 1-0. And then our young Polish and Czech goalkeepers, Mrozik and Jaros, they did not play for the Polish under 20s and Czech Republic under 21s, respectively. Another top 10 on This Is Anfield, which is obviously how they've decided to fill the international break. Henry Jackson has put together top 10 goal-scoring midfielders. Number 10, Luis Garcia. Number 9, Jan Molby. Number 8, Felipe Coutinho. Number 7, the always underappreciated, glad he's in this, John Wark. Number 6, Steve McManaman. Number 5, Ray Kennedy, one of the greats. Number 4, Terry McDermott. Everybody has seen the clips of Terry McDermott arriving late in the penalty area to get on the end of something. Cracking player. Number 3, John Barnes. Number 2, Stephen Gerrard. And number 1, Billy Liddell. Liddell obviously played as a winger for most of his career, so he does count in case anyone wanted to question it. I like that top 3. I like the top. To be fair to Henry, it's actually a really good list. It actually is a really good list. So you can't really argue with any of it. The Untouchables, how 100-year-old triumph laid path for the Liverpool way. Do check that out. There's a piece on the injuries. There is a quiz. How many of Jamie Carragher's 158 Liverpool teammates can you name? To be honest, I'll be impressed if anyone can name all of them. You've got a whole bunch of people who you only played with once, twice, or 3 times. Most people will get all the obvious ones, but yeah, there's a few there that I'm not sure many will get. Might do that later for the crack. On to Liverpool.com. Liverpool should make transfer for next Jude Bellingham now to avoid the repeat of 131 million FSG error. I assume the next Jude Bellingham is Jobe Bellingham. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Jurgen Klopp just got given potential midfield solution to Harvey Elliott dilemma. I'm not sure there's a dilemma really over Harvey Elliott. Liverpool should consider transfer for wasted 75 million talent as new Roberto Firmino sends prompt. That would be Kai Havertz. England have already shown Liverpool how Jude Bellingham would fit as Declan Rice mimics Fabinho. Nonsensical. Liverpool should explore transfer as Chelsea set cheap 31 million price for star intending to leave. This is Christian Pulisic. No, thank you. Liverpool should seek transfer for Joel Matip heir, who would be ideal Ibu Konate partner. Konate is the heir for Joel Matip. Josip Sotolo, the Dinamo Zagreb centre-back. Talented, but no thanks. If you're going to sign a Croatian, go and get Gvardiol. Just buy the best one. Liverpool begin to seek Jude Bellingham alternatives, as Arthur Melo transfer point explained. Yeah, it's already beginning with the stories of Bellingham and the price being too much, etc., etc. Personally, I would rather sign Enzo Fernandez of Benfica than Jude. He'll be cheaper, and I think he's a better player. Now Jude is spectacular, and ideally you'd want both of them, but it seems very unlikely that we could buy both of them. It seems unlikely we could buy either of them, to be completely honest. Nations League unearthed ideal Virgil van Dijk heir, and Liverpool should repeat Napoli transfer. In the near future, Julian Ward has some decision making to do. An aging backline. Virgil could play for 5 more years at a high level, so that's nonsense. Atala Zlaye, the Hungarian, no. Why do people write this stuff? Are they just that desperate to fill column inches? Let's move on to AnfieldIndex.com, where the machine Stephen Smith has an article up entitled Trent Alexander-Arnold, a world-class footballer. Let's just say on the Trent thing, if Gareth Southgate can't find a way to make Trent fit in the England team, then he needs to change the England team to fit Trent. Because other than Harry Kane, and probably inclusive of Harry Kane, Trent is the best footballer he has. Trent is one of 3 world-class players that England currently have, with Kane and Sterling. That's it. That's the list. The idea that this lad should be behind vastly inferior footballers like Kieran Trippier and Kyle Walker, and arguably the most overrated defensive player in the league right now in Reece James, is farcical. Reece James makes more mistakes defensively than Trent, but he gets away with it because Chelsea bad doesn't get you as many likes on Twitter as Liverpool bad. Kyle Walker is a vastly overrated defender who, if it wasn't for his pace, would probably be playing in the Championship. And Kieran Trippier is basically what you would get if you ordered Trent off Wish. And the idea that they're all in great form and Trent isn't is just nonsense, because Walker has gotten run left, right, and centre by 2 different wingers this year. And what Alan St-Maximin did to him was just rude. He's bullying. James has made a lot of mistakes this year. Trippier has made a lot of mistakes this year. Vastly overrated footballers. This kid that we have is by far the best English right back. And not just that, he's the best right back in the world. But yet, Gareth Southgate thinks he's got better options. Remarkable how mediocre that man is. Cowards football. And let's be fair. Anything Gareth Southgate says about form, about warranting a position, it's all bullshit. None of it matters, because as long as you're playing Harry Maguire, everything else you say is nonsense. Because that fella's been garbage for 18 months. I don't care what he did at a World Cup 4 years ago when you played 7 games, only won 3 of them, and your best result was beating a painfully average Sweden. Shithoused your way to the Euros final and then bottled the Euros final. Behave yourselves. Trent should be starting for England. Trent should be probably the first name on the team sheet for England. Podcast-wise, we have 2 more scouted up. World Cups Group E and F and World Cup Groups G and H. They are both out. There's a positivity podcast. Paul, Lubo, and Matt. Give that a listen. And there is the Under Pressure being recorded tonight. There's another Scouted being recorded today. Probably out tomorrow. It's the Brighton preview. But that's it. That's me for today, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, Gareth Southgate is an umpty.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.